Hi guys, welcome to the success formula for NRI techies. So guys, I'm going to be talking about something very interesting today. Today, one guy who's about 25 years of age, he's in America, and he started thinking in terms of marriage. So he's asking me what kind of girl he should get married to. देखो भाई ऐसा है, look guys, there are just so many things. One interesting factor that you have never heard of anywhere. Yet it is obvious, yet it is known to many people and they are executing it. They are executing their plan according to that one single factor. I mean, because that factor doesn't change much also, it does change actually. We'll talk about it. Let's see. See, whenever you listen to my videos, you will find something very interesting, something which is unique. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. Even if in this particular case, even if you Google with the specific details, you may not get the answer. You may not get the answer even if you Google with the specific details. And this is the interesting. These are the interesting things that I tell in my vlogs. So be ready for that factor. That's a very interesting thing. If you ask me, and that is the most important thing. That's another story. You would not agree to this. That's another thing. I'll tell you now. My nephew did not agree to this. My nephew's friend didn't agree to this. Many of these people, I didn't even know. And so I didn't even know. And that's the reason now I want to tell everybody. So what kind of girl you should marry when you are settled in America, Canada, Australia, and you are an NRI techie? What kind of girl should you marry? And this is true for any NRI, whether you are a truck driver or whether you are a teacher, anything you are doing here. Whatever you are doing here, that is the number one thing about marrying the right girl. That is the most important thing. And interestingly, it is completely overlooked. Many kids who are 22, 23, 24 years of age, they come here, they spend a lot of time here, 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and they start looking for a girl. I came here in 99 and I started looking for a girl in 2004. Or I started looking for a girl in 2002 and married in 2004. But I did not know about this. The number one thing, the most important thing, the most interesting thing is marry a dentist. 3 words. You just do not know what marrying a dentist means here. If you take care of just this one thing, this means see the middle plus lifestyle in America. Not Mercedes, Maserati, Sida, Ferrari. Here they make so much money, you will be surprised. And it's very easy to get such girls. See, it's a whole pool. I've not given you like one specific girl where there are 5 girls in the world who have this. There's there are so many people out there with this same degree, right? So it's a big pool. If you have some other inclinations like maybe beauty, this, that, go for it. But this one thing would mean a fortune. As I said, NRI tech is live a life of middle minus here, not middle. Mera pura series hai, you can look at that. Not middle. Similarly, with dentists, definitely middle plus and middle plus. At least $500,000 income of just dentist alone. 2 dentists in the family, husband, wife, both, $1 million. Never heard of this, right? Google, should you marry a dentist? Google for it. You wouldn't see that. So it's so interesting. Nobody talks about it. You are 34, you are 32, you want to marry a girl, you are Googling, you don't find anything. Shadi.com, they never talk about it. Nobody ever talks about it. And this will determine your lifestyle here. A fortune. Difference is like Zameen Asman. And it's very hard to believe. I know what you're saying. Nobody wants to. I have talked to my nephew. He simply refused. He said, I cannot do this compromise. I will never ever do this compromise. I know. But I'm just telling you, I have to tell you, I have to give you certain interesting facts, right? I'm telling you all these things. You just don't know. It's up to you. There is a lot of truth to it. डेंटिस्ट, इंडिया का कूड़ा, यहाँ का खजाना, ट्रैश ऑफ इंडिया, ट्रेजर ऑफ अमेरिका. You did not know, right? Nobody knows. Very few, and people who know, they are making money. They are marrying their daughters. They are marrying their daughters to dentists. They are marrying their kids to dentists. They are marrying their sons to dentists, and they are making money. They are maintaining their middle plus lifestyle. They are easily maintaining it. So now, I told you one single factor that should definitely be taken care of. And that should be the first thing that should come into picture. This is the first question. This is the first filter you should put on Shadi.com. Right? Do you agree? This is the very first filter that you will put now, if it matters to you. If you don't want to listen to me and want to do whatever you like, that's perfectly fine with me. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I didn't marry and I'm very happy. Second thing, you know which degrees are most undervalued here in this country? IIM, MBS. Americans are born MBS. They don't need an MBA from India. You know how they don't? You cannot get an H1 on the basis of MBA, right? You can get the H1 saying that you have some IT background, but you cannot get the H1 on the basis of management. I'm sure you know all this. So they don't need MBS. They are born MBS, born management gurus. Not gurus, very good managers Americans are. They don't need any managers from India. When you get IIM degree, get an IIM degree and come here, trust me, you're going to live a life of trash. 100K, that's it. 120K, 110K, poor man's life. Any MBA for that matter is kuda, but MBA from IIM is a big dud, right? Because that's a pretty big thing in India, and here it just nobody cares about it. And it basically, you cannot actually compete with them. It's not like they're not caring and you have something. It's like you don't even have that is needed here. So that's the reason you'll be a big dud here. Second one, people who lose here the most are engineers. They lose here the most. The second most losers, like people who loses, because they're in India they would be middle plus or middle plus. They're looking at that kind of lifestyle. And here they will always be middle minus. They will start as you have seen my video on the stages of life here, right? So they will start at whatever time, eventually they will reach middle minus, right? That's what I told you. No Mercedes or one Mercedes and no maid and all that's lifestyle. It's normal house, normal cars, everything normal, and so that's middle minus. They can easily reach that. But then that's not what they're made for. They should be having middle plus. In India, they would have had a maid, they would have had a servant. My friends have maids and servants in India. They are living a very good life. They are leading a very good life. And here, so IT engineers, second, try not to marry an IT engineer girl. I'm just telling you, it will be a big dud. That's totally up to you. Here it won't be as unrosy also. It won't be that big of a disappointment as having an IIM girl. I'm just telling you. Here IIM means nothing. Nobody cares. And they cannot compete with the Americans. I'll talk about some traits of Americans very soon. Americans are honest, hardworking, punctual, disciplined, very smart, people smart, and very, very analytically smart. Analytically, they are so smart. Has anybody ever told you Americans are very analytically smart? They must have told you that they are people smart, but has anybody told you they are very analytically very, very strong? Their analysis is really strong. Sometimes people, when they say, Americans are not, then they have got exposure to non-IT, non-engineer, non-doctor, non-lawyer. They probably are talking to some trash. They're thinking of plumber and comparing it to IT guy in India. They're talking to a plumber in America and comparing him or her to the IT guy in India. Americans are very, very analytical. So Americans are great managers. So when our managers come here, they are dud. They don't accomplish as much. They just are like a regular IT guy, and they typically, just make that kind of money. ठीक है, 3 टिप हो गए. पहला, दूसरा नो IIM, तीसरा नो IT इंजीनियर, राइट. चौथा, डॉक्टर भी बहुत पैसे बनाते हैं, मेक अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. It's totally up to you. If you can marry a doctor and enjoy your life, then you should go for it. They make a lot of money. It's $500,000, $600,000. Easy. Easy. Not only that they make money, they're also, you know how in India, being an engineer has some kind of status symbol to it, like status to it. Being an engineer here is nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're just an idiot who's flaunting his degree. Trust me. There is no status to it. There is no status attached with it. You can't even get anywhere with the technology degree here, IT degree. I told you the whole comparison, right? 120 you, 120 your wife, 240K. That's same thing as lower middle class families here, as labor class families here, and you're making pretty much as much money, and in some cases you're making less money. Then I gave you the example of a truck driver friend, remember, who's making $20,000 a year. You're making nothing. So if you marry a doctor, then you will be treated like a king, and you will be having a very high status in the society here, out of the box, even though you may be the worst doctor in the world. Next, degree kahan se ki hai matters a lot in India. Where is the degree from? Here, nobody cares. Now, you can go with a dentist from the worst college in town, in the entire country, and you will see she will still be a dentist, and you can easily get that here. Okay. Same for a doctor. Doesn't matter where they are from, they can easily get settled here. Some people say they have to clear an exam. That exam is very easy. Anybody can clear that. If you are a doctor and let's say you're from class C or class D college also in India, you can easily clear it. So engineers ke liye wo college exam, they should not worry about that exam. If you are like really from some really very bad college in India, then you may not be able to do it. Otherwise, it's very easy. I'm being very. I have seen people who are from like any kind of college. MBBS typically, though, there are not very bad colleges are not there in MBBS, right? Because nobody really cares about MBBS in India, so there are not very many colleges here in India, right? So here any of those guys would be able to clear the exam. If they are here, they will get proper coaching and everything. They will be able to easily clear it. So don't worry about that part. But still, there is an exam that has to be cleared. In case of dentist, that doesn't matter. Fifth, if you really don't want to marry a dentist or a doctor, वेटरनेरियन, जानवरों का डॉक्टर, एनिमल डॉक्टर, बहुत पैसे बनाती हैं वो भी. आपकी मर्जी है, मैंने आपको बता दिया. मेरा काम है बताना, आपका काम है आपको देखना अपने क्या चाहते हो आप लाइफ में. ठीक है. जब मैं मैरिज कर रहा था, मेरे लिए फ़न बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट था. मुझे एक ऐसी लड़की चाहिए थी जिसके साथ मैं मस्ती मार सकूँ. ये मेरी चीज़ थी. मतलब मैं कहीं पे ये नहीं चाहता था कि मैं इस मामले में कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं चाहता था. अगर मुझे कोई ऐसे आके बताता भी, शायद मैं ना सुनता. एग्जैक्टली लाइक माय नेफ्यू. हाँ, ठीक है ना. बस मेरे साथ ये है कि मुझे बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा टू रीच वेयर आई एम, एंड दैट इज़ व्हाट इट मीन्स फॉर मैनी ऑफ यू. दिस मे नॉट इवन मीन स्ट्रगल. So that's the only thing I can say. So anyway, this is the most important factor to me. After that, everything comes secondary. You can get a really good wife, beautiful, fun-loving, sporty, whatever you like, and from a good family, all those things. All these things matter a lot, but obviously you're not compromising on those if you really take care of the first principle. That doesn't contradict it anywhere. So basically, you can still go with my advice as well as take care of your stuff. So this is my very interesting insight into looking for the right girl for you, for yourself, and this is where it ends. Thank you very much for your time.